Ben? 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 Ben!
Oh, right. Announcement time.
On November 7th, Ben, myself, as well as a few other close friends will be joining forces together, online through Discord. Not exactly a safe idea to be all gathered up now, is it? Anyway, Ben, you want to tell them this year's theme?
But of course, this year we are celebrating Pac-Man's 40th anniversary with Pac-Man Fever.
And that's it. We're just going to be playing the Buckner and Garcia song for 24 hours straight.
No, we're not. We will be spending the whole event playing a bunch of Pac-Man games. Yes, there's more than just a classic arcade lineup, believe it or not. You have games like Pac-Man World, Pac-Man and the Ghostly Adventures, Pac-Land, Pac-Attack.
2-pack?
No, John. No. As always, we'll be raising money for CHOP, the Children's Hospital of Philadelphia, helping children in need, and in this year especially, they really need it. This year's major incentive prize will be a Pac-Man 40th Anniversary arcade machine. Look at this thing!
That thing is a beaut. I want one for myself, damn it.
It's a minimum $50 donation. It will be limited to North American residents only. I know, kind of a change of how we usually do things, but to make up for it, we will also be giving away a Nintendo Switch. A minimum $25 donation, and everyone's eligible for that.
You can live in Pac-Land and we'll somehow get it to you. And as always, we're not alone for this adventure. You got myself, Ben, my uncle, and my family from SGB returning from some laughs, but we also got some guests, including, but not limited to, Chris Clark from the PJ Campbell Network, my co-hosts Nathan, Dan and Pat from Console Wars, The Pituation from WMMR, Tony Pearson, Dean DeFalco from Geek Aid, Kelly from Florida, the Mad Hatter from Radio Bucks, King K, and a bunch of others that they answer their voicemails. That's November 7th starting at noon EST and ending the next day at noon EST, and it's not in the middle of daylight savings time ending this year. Oh my god, this year is saved. And as before, it will be simulcast on YouTube and Twitch, covering both bases there. It's Pac-Man Fever for Extra Life's game day. Come on down and watch a yellow dude and his girlfriend gobble a whole bunch of balls.
I won't lie to you guys. I love that new intro, but it felt weird seeing it. Like, I'm so used to our Scary Movie Squad intro that it's just so nice and it's just so happy and it made me feel good, and that's a nice feeling. Happy Monday, the night before the election. So, you know, I know we're all feeling anxious and everything's crazy, but welcome back to the PJ Campbell Network. I am your host, PJ Campbell, and I'm happy to be here tonight to watch our very first in a very long line of Merry Movie Squad. We're keeping the theme of the squad going, but this time we're going to be happy and merry, and people are still going to die because we're still going to watch Die Hard and we're going to watch some other things. But it's going to be fun, and I can't wait. But I'm happy to be here with you guys tonight. I know that everything feels crazy, but let's just have some fun. And with me, as always, is my friend, Maxwell Haddad. Hello, my friend.
Now, first of all, I love your shirt. I think it looks great.
Thank you, my friend, the little Batman.
And second of all, I really like the new angle that you're
Thank
at.
you.
Before, you know, you were at a straight angle where you could only see the shelves behind you, but now you're at more of a bisexual angle where you could see the shelves on both sides. And believe me, I know a couple of things about bisexual angles.
Oh, well, that's not wrong. But I'm happy that you appreciate it, my friend.
No, it looks great.
It looks good. I think I did all right on my new command center, if you will.
And I agree. I love the new Merry Movie Squad opening, but I'm still expecting the Scary Movie Squad opening, so it's going to take a little bit to adjust.
Yeah, and real quick, I just want to say, like I'm sure a lot of you saw on Twitter earlier, I learned like very recently in the afternoon that one of my close personal friends from high school passed away today. I'm not going to say his name because it hasn't really been announced. I was contacted privately. It's been a weird day, but I'm excited to be here with you guys because it was weird. We were talking about this stuff last night. Like I said it when we were talking about the Sean Connery thing. Like we're all a part of this mortal coil, and eventually our coil, we're cut from that mortal coil, and so I'm kind of dealing with it on a very personal level right now, but thank you guys for being here. I'm excited to hang out with everyone.
Yeah,
you guys
and
make me feel better.
we're all here for you, PJ. If you need to take a step away, if you're not feeling all right, we can carry on without you. But whatever you need, we're here for you. And
I want to watch Batman and eat popcorn.
That sounds like exactly what we're gonna do then. And I don't know this person, but I personally send my condolences to his family and friends. I can't imagine.
Yeah.
Loss is never easy. Especially when they're younger, but it doesn't really matter. It's always challenging.
Yeah, but we're going to get through it. We all do. And let's have a good time. We have a very special guest tonight. We have some very cool stuff coming up. Let's talk about it so we can jump into some fun.
First thing I want to talk about before we go into the network, of course, is Smash Cancer. As I'm sure everyone knows at this point, our very good friend Kevin Smets has been diagnosed with stage 3 colon cancer. He's going through the fight of his life. We give him our full love and support. There's a GoFundMe set up that you can donate to. And on November 14th and 15th, there's going to be a 24-hour stream that will feature people from all throughout the Schmoedown community, people like Call to Action, Cinefanatics. Some of us are going to be on there, competitors, Janine, all these different people are going to be banding together to raise money and have some fun for Kevin. I think it's going to be a really beautiful event, and it's just another example of the overwhelming support and love of this community. So please do join everyone for that. Obviously, I don't think anyone will be able to watch for the entire 24 hours, but if you can, all the merrier. But check in for that, donate what you can, and we send our eternal love to Kevin Smets and his wife and his child.
Yes, absolutely.
Tomorrow is the election. We're doing something that could go one of many ways, but we're calling it the PJCN Safe Space. I do believe it's been determined we're going to start earlier than the time listed here on the card. We'll tweet out when we're going to be starting. We're going to play games. We're going to hang out. We're going to chat. We'll look at the election results, but really it's a place for love and support for not just the audience, but also us. This year is especially difficult with COVID. You can't necessarily be with the people who you would need to be with, get the support that you need. So if we're able to help you out in any way, you can join us for that. Again, we'll tweet out the time, but hopefully that'll be something that, look, at the end of the day, even if it's just us hanging out, I know it's going to be good for my soul. It's going to be a good distraction. It's going to be good around people I love. And as we've been saying, vote, please vote. If you haven't already early voted or sent in your absentee ballot, tomorrow is official voting day. Please do go vote. It is our freedom and unalienable right as Americans to vote. And this year, particularly, it's vitally important to make your voice heard. It's no surprise or secret which direction all of us at the network lean. It's to the left, so I'd prefer if you vote that way, but please just vote. Make your voice heard.
Look, tomorrow is one of the biggest days in history. I make no mincing of words in that. So please, use you get a chance to vote. Not everyone gets to say that around the world. So use your voice, please.
Agreed. If you all were watching the opening credits or some of our content the past couple of weeks, you've seen that commercial for the stream. Chris Clark and Kelly from Florida are going to be a part of raising money for the Children's Hospital of Philadelphia. As a sort of preamble to that, on Wednesday night, Chris is hosting a very, very special Suddenly Soundtracks Soundboard Survivor Island about retro video games. I'm going to bring him in and let him tell you more about it. How are you, Chris?
Sup, guys? The retro video game soundtracks, it's going to be for Extra Life. It's for the Children's Hospital of Philadelphia. Both streams on the 7th and on the 4th are going to go towards the Children's Hospital of Philadelphia. So make sure to check that out. It's going to be really cool. And we have a lot of incentives. Each milestone, you guys get to be a part and kill whatever we nominate. So it's going to be really cool and chaotic, and we're all treating it like it's a game. So it's a game about politics. So it's going to be cool.
And correct me if I'm wrong, but it's going to be simulcast both on our YouTube and on Sean Sullivan's Twitch.
Sean Sullivan's Twitch. It's going to be on Sean Sullivan's Twitch, so make sure to check
not
that
our
out.
Twitch. Yeah, Sean's Twitch.
Because I wanted to give him more followers and.
He also has affiliate status.
Cool.
But yeah, that's going to be great. And as I've said on a couple other streams, the fun thing is Sean will be on the show representing our network as a whole. So we all contributed a little bit to our opinions of the choices to the retro video game soundtracks, and donating money for the Children's Hospital of Philadelphia is a worthy and noble cause.
Yeah, and there's a fun because I played the Penguin for I did a fan film, Penguin Bird of Prey in college, and I've always grown up with Penguin. I've always grown up with this film. I've always loved this film. I can't wait to watch this with you guys. It's going to be great. I've seen this like 120 times. It's phenomenal.
Yeah, and if you watch the stream we did a couple months ago about our 10 favorite films of all time,
number 3.
Yeah, this is Chris's 3rd favorite film of all time. Just a quick look at the rest of the week. Thursday night we're taking off. Yes. I think we all need a break, but Friday night we're coming back with Merry Movie Squad Part 2. We're watching Die Hard. Join us at Nakatomi Plaza to see John McClane kick Hans Gruber's ass. It's going to be
of all time.
An absolute blast. And here's just a quick look at Merry Movie Squad coming up for the next couple weeks. I'm not going to go through all of them again, but we've all posted this image on our social media so you can see everything we have coming up. And what's really cool also is some of the films we're watching are musicals, so there are corresponding episodes of Suddenly soundtracks that week. But you know what? We have a really special guest with us tonight. You know her, you love her, I love her. It's Janine.
She's one of the best people in the entire world.
Oh, thank you. Welcome. Happy to be here. I absolutely love this movie. So,
how are you doing tonight, Janine?
I'm doing okay. I'm a little anxious. It's kind of crazy out there and a little scary, particularly for people who look like me. So I'm trying just to
beautiful people. Because I mean,
Thank you. So I'm super happy to just chill and watch this awesome movie with you guys. So thank you for having me.
Of course. You're always welcome here.
Oh, look at there.
The chat's happy to see you too. And also, if you look at the bottom left of the screen, Chris Clark put up this really cool thing. If you do donate to our Streamlabs tonight, your donation will show up on screen. Of course, we are always incredibly appreciative and thankful of your donations. We also have a Patreon. Here's a quick look at the different tiers we have. Thank you so much to all of our patrons. We have 2 executive producers, Brandy Parker and Ricardo Franco, and we have a couple of Ruby tier producers, and let's see if I can remember them all off the top of my head. We got Brandon Buckingham, we got Stephen White, we got Kale the Youth Critic, we got Michael K, we got Bador, and the lovely Molly Damon. Thank you all so much. If you want to join...
2 new ones yesterday, too.
Oh, you're right. Kylie joined us. Thank you so much, Kylie.
These are amazing.
And...
Ferris Muthana returned.
Ferris returned. Ferris was not a producer for a day, and now Ferris is a producer again. Thank you, Ferris. I can barely keep track, but your support does not go unnoticed. And if you want to be a producer and get shouted out on all of our content, the $10 and up tier has that. We did a patron-exclusive AMA last week, and if you join now, we'll send you the link so you can watch that, and we'll be doing those every month.
Yeah, it's so much fun, and we love all of you guys.
And one final thing, of course, we have a TeePublic shop. The Jake Iacovetta designed Twitter and Salad Chris Clark Extraordinaire shirt is now available. But also, as of about 40 minutes ago, there are 2 versions of the Merry Movie Squad shirt, an alternate version and the OG version. If you want to be part of the Merry Movie Squad and rock those shirts, please buy them and then take pictures wearing them, send them to us. We'll put them up.
Also, please support Janine, who also has one.
One of my absolute favorite T-shirts I own is the Ghostface with the ice cream.
Oh,
that Janine designed. It's so clever.
I just did a new one, Ghostface with a taco per Dorina.
Really that's fun. Yeah,
I know what I'm buying.
Janine's an incredible designer. TeePublic Shop has so much great stuff, so check that out too.
Just to let you know, before the Streamlabs popped up on stream, Michael K did donate $5 saying sending a virtual hug because I know you guys could use it right now. So
Thank you
Mike.
so much. And Brandy very kindly put the link to Janine's shop here
Thank you.
in the chat. Definitely check it out. Like I said, the designs are fucking awesome.
So before we get this thing started, I'm just like going around the table before we start. I'm going to start with Janine. You know, this movie came out in 92. We were both pretty on the younger side when it came out. Did you discover it when you were young, or did you discover it later in life? And like, where was it its influence on you?
I was still pretty young. I kind of grew up reading comics, and I absolutely loved the animated series. So I don't think I really got into it until I saw the animated series and kind of became obsessed with it. And then that's when I found this movie. And I actually saw this one before I saw the original Batman movie. So this was kind of my introduction to cinematic Batman. And yeah, I think I can make the bold statement that this is the superhero movie that deals with the themes of duality the best of any superhero movie, I think. And just the aesthetic is really cool. And Catwoman is amazing. She makes this whole movie for me. So love this movie. Yeah.
Yeah, I have like very vivid recollections of when it hit VHS. So like must have been like 93, probably 94. And my parents and my grandparents watching it. And so I was very young the first time I saw it. And like the opening alone just has stuck in my mind forever, and I've loved it ever since. So I can't wait to watch this. Chris, similarly, movie's had a very profound impact on you.
Very big impact. When I was a kid, my dad and my mom actually. This was the other movie I got with King Kong 1933 for my 5th birthday, because I was born in 1991. I was too young to see this movie in the theaters, but my dad got me this 2 like double feature box thing of 89 and Batman Returns, and I got it. And I grew up watching both 89 and Batman Returns. I just clicked with, and I watched Batman Returns. I'm not kidding. I'm being generous with the 125 views. It might have been like 200 or 300, because I can quote. When I was a kid, I used to dress up as Penguin, and I used to like quote every.
When you were a kid?
Yeah, and now, but
yeah, okay.
I could quote anything like, "My dear Penguins, we stand on a great threshold. It's okay to be scared. Many of you won't be coming back. Thanks to Batman, the time has come to punish all of God." I would do all of his monologues. I have everything. It's one of the movies that I can actually quote and retain. So I'm excited. So it's cool.
I love that.
There's also a funny story where my dad had me come to his office, and in the middle of his boardroom meeting, I just stood up, he told me, and I acted out the Penguin's death scene, and I said, "Shit, I picked a cute one," and I just fell on the ground. It's stupid. It was stupid, but I just love this movie that much. Yeah.
Oh, I love that so much. Maxwell, when did you discover this film?
So this movie came out on June 19th, 1992. June 19th, 1992 was my 5th birthday. So I was taken to see this movie in theaters on my 5th birthday. And at the scene towards the beginning, when the guys in motorcycles pop out of the giant Christmas boxes, I screamed, got up from my chair, ran out of the theater, and did not watch the rest of the film because I was terrified. Yeah. So that was a really traumatic.
Your parents must have been pissed.
No, they were like, it's okay. So my first memory of this film was being horrified by it, and it is dark and it is creepy. It's very much, it's a Batman film, but it's also very much a Tim Burton film. I think Batman '89 has less of Tim Burton's stamp than this one. He really goes all in with his Tim Burton, with his design and aesthetic and his gothic tones. But I love this film. It's my second favorite Batman film of all the ones that have been live action theatrically released. Like Janine said, for me, it's all about Michelle Pfeiffer. She is out of control, incredible. It's one of the great superhero film performances. Mm-hmm. So I'm really excited to watch it. And I try to watch it every year because it is a Christmas movie.
It is 110% a Christmas movie. Yes, it's exactly a Batman movie, but it is, so it's going to be great.
It's the same thing. Die Hard is also a Christmas movie. We're talking about that on Friday.
Mm-hmm. So what is more of a Christmas movie, Batman Returns or Die Hard?
Batman
Returns.
I don't want to get into the argument about it. But I think that Die Hard has the quintessential.
It's a good conversation
that you're looking for about a man trying to reunite with his family.
It's why we paired them together this week. So
I love that. So if this is your first time here, guys, welcome. We're really glad to have you. Hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. We're really happy to have you. What we're going to do is I'm going to count down from 5. As soon as I say go, we're all going to hit play, and we're all going to watch Batman Returns with you, and we're going to commentate it and have a good time, and we're going to talk to you guys in the chat. I'm super excited about this.
There's a lot to say.
Are you guys ready to watch Batman Returns?
I just want to know real quick, it is on HBO Max if you're not aware. You don't have to pay for it if you have HBO Max. You can stream it there.
That's a great call. But I'm ready if you guys are.
I'm ready.
All right. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and go.
This opening sequence basically establishes that what you're about to watch isn't just a movie; it's an opera. The entire score makes it feel like it's an opera. Every character has its own motif. And every
I
scene.
still think this is the best score ever, best theme ever written for a superhero.
Oh yes, totally. And every scene looks like it's shot on a stage.
I was gonna say Roka was 55 when he.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's a little. And of course, you start with Pee Wee Herman, Paul Rubens, which is so great.
Yeah, I wanted to just say that originally, Burgess Meredith, the original Batman, Penguin, the original Batman '66 Penguin was originally cast, but sadly he was super sick, and sadly, so Paul Rubens took his seat, and I think it's even more fitting because Paul Rubens and the woman are in Pee Wee's Big Adventure, I believe.
Yeah. And I think Rubens came back in Gotham, didn't
as Penguin's father.
As Penguin's father. And it that show gets a bum rap. I think it's fun.
Guys, can I tell you real quick, just this is so off topic, but how happy I am to have a new screen where I can watch the movie and also see you guys at full screen without having to have half a box on each. So nice.
This is where the cat gets eaten.
Yes.
I like how they just drink
I love simultaneous martinis.
Yeah.
The snow.
Just look at each other like, oh my god.
The score though, oh my god.
The score is.
It might be my favorite Elfman. He's done a lot.
It's up there.
It's up there. I think it's the best, at least best superhero score in my opinion. A movie score.
I've heard theories that this
Ben,
couple they pass. I've heard theories that this couple they pass are the Waynes.
Oh, I like that. I like that theory.
Yeah.
I actually wish
parallel. Actually,
I wish it was a little explored a little more because Oswald and Bruce are kind of like polar opposites.
Yeah.
Now, this is how you start a superhero movie: an abandoned child, and you make the title sequence revolve around that.
It's like Moses.
Yeah, it's Moses, 100%.
And also, like, great silent storytelling.
Yeah.
Like, no dialogue needed.
Now, you said that you were scared as a kid, Max. Sadly, like a lot of parents didn't like that, and and that's why McDonald's actually had a Happy Meal toy line that they shelved because they didn't like how Penguin was. And actually, if you go to if you look at the Kenner toy line that they did for this film, the Penguin figure actually isn't Danny DeVito's Penguin. It's a repaint of an old 60s version because they were afraid of the parents getting too scared. There were a lot of Karens back then.
As this was everyone's first Michelle. What was everyone's first Michelle Pfeiffer film? His was Lady Hawk. I'm pretty sure this was mine.
Yeah, I would think since I saw at least part of it when I was 5, it would have to be this.
Yeah.
Maybe Grease too.
Yeah, Grease 2 is up there too for me.
I do love Grease 2.
I think Grease 2 is one of the unsung great sequels. I think it's better than the original, to be honest.
What?
It's less problematic. I love the original.
Okay. This guy does try to trick his girl to sleep with him in a bunker. So I don't know.
Oh, that's true. And that song is hilarious, though.
Yeah, the Moses parallel is amazing here.
I think that it's so interesting as far as this movie is concerned. Burton really got to go all out, and you see so much of what he's going to become as a filmmaker, but it's also the reason that WB was we will not have you back to do another.
Yes, and why this one was so goofy and colorful.
Yeah.
And this is what I want to show you guys. Look, Kenner released that, and that is not Danny DeVito.
No, it's not at all. That just looks more like the animated series.
It does, and it's just...
How do you guys feel about the Colin Farrell casting?
I love it.
And the look.
Yeah,
I think it looks great. I mean, there's part of me that's like, there's a million incredible middle-aged character actors who wouldn't have required tens of thousands of dollars in prosthetic makeup.
But I'm really glad they spent all that money to make him look exactly like Richard Kind.
He looks, he's Richard Mean.
Yeah,
but that's just a testament to like what he must have done in that audition, that they were like, it's worth it. On him because we want him specifically.
Yeah, I'm excited. I think it's gonna be real good.
I love him as an actor, and I just think I think he's shown so much range, especially over the last 5 or 6 years of like picking very specific projects and filmmakers. So it gets me hyped. Like, what did he see in doing a franchise film? Because he so rarely does big franchise films unless you're Fantastic Beasts.
Yeah.
Well, I can also
I was to say he also did Dumbo with Tim Burton.
Yeah. Sure.
And with Danny DeVito.
Yeah.
And Michael Keaton.
Yeah.
How many times has Danny DeVito played a circus ringmaster? I've lost count.
3 times, and they've all been directed by Tim Burton.
Now I need to rewatch Big Fish.
Yeah. Fun fact. Big Fish. Danny DeVito's character, the ringleader, wears Penguin's tie. Yep. So this basically says that it's 33 years later. So Penguin in this film is 33 years old. That was a very hard 33 years.
How old was Danny DeVito at the time of filming?
Wasn't he like 40? I don't know what I want to say. 92. He was probably born in what, the 40s?
I thought you were saying he was 92. I was like, Chris, he was not 92.
No.
He was born in 44, yeah.
So 90, so he was in his 50s.
Are things supposed to pop up on the Streamlabs, Chris? Are they going to? Because we just got another one.
Did they not?
I didn't see it pop up, but I got the notification. That's why I was asking.
That's just great. I have the alert box all set up and it's not working. I love life.
Well, we got a really, really great donation from the Bard. The Bard has returned. It brought $50 with them and said, "Been a while. Got to test out the pop-up message thing." Sorry, that didn't work. Also, my favorite Christmas movie is Kiss Kiss Bang Bang. That was a movie that was very close to being on our list this year.
It was. Well, thank you so much. That's an incredibly generous Streamlabs. Wow. Big fan of your work, the Bard. Love your plays. Hamlet's good.
I get Phantom of the Opera vibes from this, by the way, of him living under the sewers. If you guys have ever seen the Hammer Horror Phantom of the Opera, Phantom lives in a sewer.
Yes.
It's great.
And Max Shrek, that is a nod to Nosferatu, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think Burton was 100% being like, look at all the horror things that I love by doing the choices he was doing. Yeah. Kind of like if you watch the Horror Free-For-All, I did similar things with some of the questions.
Yes. Great questions, by the way.
Thank you, Nadine. I appreciate that. Christopher Walken's hair in this is just Beetlejuice's hair without...
Right? Without being crazy. If Beetlejuice had a comb, that's what his hair would look like.
100%, right? I'm not wrong about this.
No.
Reefism also wants to know what our first Christopher Walken movies were.
Mine was Mousetrap. Or Mouse Hunt, whatever the one that was with John Goodman, and he was like the Mouse Hunt, yeah. I saw that before I saw Batman Returns.
Can we just stand
this one? Yeah.
Yeah, like look at Michelle Pfeiffer.
Right?
She's so fucking awesome. Her performance in this is just
and it plays into like what I said about duality. Like there's so many different her duality, and their duality is, heroes and villains and their personas and who they really are and all that. Yeah.
I can't be the only one hoping that now that Keaton's coming back that we are going to see Michelle Pfeiffer, right?
Yes, I would hope so.
Yeah.
And I just kind of love that they both, like, in their later years have now become parents in the MCU.
Right? Also, something very interesting. If any of you guys watch Crisis of Infinite Earths, they did go to Earth 89, which was this Batman and like this Catwoman's world, and in it, their version got married of Batman and Catwoman.
I mean, like, did you see in the newspaper or something?
Yeah. So they got married according to the multiverse canon. So that's why I'm like, we need Michelle Pfeiffer.
Yes, and she still looks amazing.
Yeah, she does.
Like, we covered Witches of Eastwick on the podcast, and I was like, those three women have aged amazingly.
Spectacularly. Yeah, I mean, and she's worked with Burton and Ginn recently and WB recently with Dark Shadows. I mean, it wasn't that recently. I guess it was like 8 years ago at this point, but still.
Yeah. So the relationship is still solid there.
Yeah. God, I love the art, like all of the design of everything, like the set design is so.
And here's our first lighting of the Christmas tree.
The night before the election. We needed this.
Yeah. I do not know why the other box isn't working. That's weird.
Yeah. And I like that you don't really even care like what time this actually takes place in.
Mm-hmm. It's kind of. Have you seen The Shadow, Janine, with Alec Baldwin?
A long time ago.
Because very similarly, it came out right around the same time, and so they were going for the same aesthetic, and it has that same, like, you don't really know what time period it is, but you kind of love it for that.
Yeah, and the animated series kind of does the same thing, too.
Yeah. Batman the Animated Series is absolutely incredible.
Yeah, and Batman the Animated Series had a lot of influence. Burton had a lot of influence on Batman the Animated Series, including the designs of both Penguin, Catwoman, and the fact that Jack Napier is Joker's real name in the animated series as well, and also the aesthetic and the score.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
What's up, Malcolm? Good to see you.
Yeah, this movie and that show have like inspired so much art for me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Your art style is so reminiscent of it in a lot of ways. And I love it.
This is like one of my favorites.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
That's great. That's phenomenal.
That's great. Uh-oh, here they come.
Hey, Maxwell, that looks like a giant box to open.
Yeah. I think it would take me, Sean, and Kristen to open that one all together.
Yeah. I'm gonna try this one more time.
First Michael Keaton was probably this for me.
And Doug Jones is in this, right?
I believe so. A very young Doug Jones.
Yes.
Hopefully it pops up now. So if you guys donate, and if it doesn't pop up, I will just take this down and troubleshoot it later. So.
I say you leave it just because I like what you.
I like the, and also like gives us incentive for people to maybe just see it. But yeah, is this where you ran out of the theater, Max?
Yep. So I made it about 12 minutes.
Gregor Craig, Mr. Mom is not dated. That movie is still fantastic and still hilarious. Like one of my favorite 80s comedies.
I just love how Bruce is just sitting in darkness and brooding.
This music score, though, the slow Batman theme.
Mm-hmm.
This shot is so good. I love it so much. Oh my gosh.
And it looks so good now with this like 4K restoration they did. Like, holy shit, you guys.
Amazing.
So good. It's kind of weird him just sitting there, but it's still so awesome.
He's literally the SpongeBob meme of him sitting in a restaurant by himself waiting for someone. He's just waiting for someone to come and be like, "We have trouble. Come save Gotham."
Yeah.
Oh.
That's Doug Jones, I think, right there.
And Gregor Craig, not my bad. I'm just saying. My opinion is it's still very good, and Michael Keaton's great. Like, never take it as like me attacking what you're saying. I'm just no bad involved. You just haven't seen it, and I understand. Canada, I would love a David Bowie slice, but the Rockstar slice is even more enticing to me.
I like Rockstar Slice.
Gene, how would you feel as a competitor if there was a slice that was all about rock stars who became actors?
I think that would actually be kind of fun. Like, I think I would have fun just studying that.
Right? Like, I'm thinking you could put some Will Smith in there.
Yes.
I always liked the yellow around the bat on his chest plate.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ooh, I could put some LL Cool J in there.
Because
So you could put something with Thief on
makes it pop.
there.
Yes. Some Madonna.
Yes.
Meatloaf's
There's
done
a lot.
plenty of
You know
movies.
what? I think I might have to consider this.
Yeah, Meatloaf's done plenty of movies too.
Oh, yeah. Meatloaf.
Yeah.
The Chris Clark special.
Harry
Yeah,
Connick
but
Jr.
in all honesty, you could put
Yeah.
Fight Club questions in there now. But yeah, this is where this is where he literally is killing people, and it's great. I don't care what people say. Batman killing people is badass.
Yeah, like people gave Ben Affleck's Batman so much shit. Batman doesn't kill people, but have you seen these movies?
Yeah.
He just burned
Like, just
him
watch
alive.
the kill count on this movie.
And again, like a lot of those people also, it's so weird because they love The Dark Knight Returns, where Batman is literally killing people in that too.
Look,
Like-
he set this guy on fire. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah,
Batman has a moral code, but also if you push someone who's in a bat suit long enough, they're also likely going to kill people.
yeah.
this sequence with the where he captures. Oh god.
Mr. Man Bat.
You missed. Oh, it's great.
Matt Whitehurst, I agree. The Batmobile design is fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah, Kale says it's so great because he's waiting to be called. He has nothing left to live for except being the Bat. And I mean, I think that's the point of what we've been talking about. There's a lot of duality in this, and like even with him, that's what he's become. Like the duality of having to pretend to be someone he's not and just waiting to be the Batman.
Yeah. The masquerade ball scene is like so much intelligent stuff happening right there. Like, I love it so much.
Yeah. Oh, it's so
like
good.
in the whole movie.
I think that, and we'll obviously get to it because we're watching it, but it's easily to me one of the greatest scenes of all time in a movie.
Yes.
I love this too because she's so brilliant. She's so smart.
Yeah.
Her face. Look on her
And I
face.
think she just like talks to herself. Like everybody does that, even if they don't want to admit it.
Yeah.
I like her like playing with the taser too.
Yeah. And the little giggle she kind of has while she does it. So good. I like the way that Danny DeVito's Penguin is almost like Jaws because you're waiting to see him. All we've seen so far is him silhouetted or his birth and stuff. I just think it's very, very cool.
This is his first appearance coming up.
So what's interesting, and I don't think I really noticed this until just now as we're watching this.
Mm-hmm.
This sweeping camera shot is like it's always in one of his aesthetics, but specifically his films do this a ton.
You're
I love
right.
the sweeping shot of Arctic World.
Yeah, I never noticed that, but like even Nightmare, which obviously we know he didn't direct, but Corpse Bride and Frankenweenie all offer very similar kind of
Aerial
sounds. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, very cool.
It's really cool.
The penguins.
And the puppetry here is amazing. And his makeup is phenomenal.
Hi. Mike,
I believe the word you're looking for.
I have heard these rumors that Max Schreck was supposed to be Lex Luthor in a very early draft, but it was one of those things that at the time no one thought you could do the shared universe stuff.
It wasn't. It was Lex, but it was actually going to be Billy D. Williams as Harvey Dent.
Yep, that was another too.
I feel like Harvey Dent would have been great as well. But you know what?
I'm glad he got another shot at the character in Lego Batman.
Me too.
Imagine if this was Gene Hackman though. That'd be great. Gene Hackman and Danny DeVito would star again later in what is it with John Travolta? The Big Short, is that it?
Oh, Get Shorty.
Get Shorty. There you go.
Yeah. It's very interesting too because I really think that I almost think that this Batman and the Christopher Reeve Superman could have had some of the coolest world building between the two if they had that chance.
Yeah.
So many good actors, man.
So many good actors.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that makeup is incredible.
Yeah. In the costumes too, man. Oh my God.
Mm-hmm.
I like that umbrella.
Yeah. They had to make all of those umbrellas practically, which is crazy.
I'm surprised I haven't seen more cosplays of this lady, her poodle.
Yeah, she's very aesthetic.
Yeah.
Give you a splitting headache.
Imagine Richard Donner directing this Batman. I can't imagine it because I love Richard Donner. But Richard Donner's secret is that he just took scripts and he was like a gun for hire type director and he just does exactly what it needs to do. Like, I love Richard Donner, but he's not a filmmaker that's like a stamped filmmaker.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Burton had to make this movie.
Yeah, you wouldn't have had this darkness with Donner.
No, 110%. Do you guys prefer the Donner cut to Superman 2, or do you prefer the regular cut?
Donner.
Yeah,
Okay.
I also too prefer Donner.
Just a
It
question.
feels more complete to me.
The only thing with Donner is the ending with the Earth. It's kind of weird.
Yeah, well, I mean, because he didn't get to go back and film the original ending that he wanted, but it would not have been to turning back the Earths.
Would you say Batman is your favorite character in the DC universe?
It's him and Constantine for me.
Yeah, PJ copied my answer.
Oh, copied. Fantastic. Hey,
Oh.
is it working now?
Did you see it?
There's a dancing penguin.
Yes, yes.
Yes, there we go. Thank God.
Proud of you, Chris.
Yeah, I mean,
Who was the donation?
I'm gonna guess it went back to Mike's and the Bards. I think it was catching up on it.
Okay,
Congratulations, it works.
awesome.
I also, if we're talking,
I set the delay for 14 minutes. Oh my God. Okay, I'm fixing it.
I also really love Jonah Hex, by the way. I tend to lean towards some of the DC characters that are on like the very dark and almost supernatural side, and Batman fits into that a lot too, and it always makes me happy.
So my case should probably the Bart should probably be soon now.
Chris, I'm really glad that you figured that out.
Yeah. Oh, it's cool.
Shazam is great, Canada. Superman is great also. Like, I love Superman. The Flash is fantastic.
This whole sequence with
So
Michelle,
and then
yeah,
coming home
it's like 20 minutes.
And then she comes home again the same way, but it's like totally distorted. I love it.
Yeah.
Michelle Pfeiffer has more screen time in this movie than Michael Keaton.
Michael Keaton only has 34 minutes of screen time, actually, to be precise, out of a
Ooh.
2-hour movie. Batman is only in it for 34 minutes.
Do you think I'd get in trouble asking how many minutes Michael Keaton was in Batman in the Schmodown?
Yes. you
Yes.
probably would.
Yeah. I would never do that to you guys. That would be awful.
Be like, in Avengers Endgame, please name the specific screen time for all 10 of the top billed actors in the film.
That is a 50-point question, by the way.
Yeah. You get that right, you win the whole thing. Hello there.
Oh, that's just it catching up. So that's cool.
No, we got another donation. That
that
yeah,
might have been...
it was Stephen White. The comment was "Dance, Penguin, dance."
Oh, thanks, Coach White. You got it. I'm gonna make you pop up again just so we can see it. Dance, penguin, dance.
Here, how about this? Keep it popped up real quick. Look at that. You can see it on a solo layout. Look at that. Look at that penguin dancing. Look at that. So good.
I think that
penguin was dancing in the pale moonlight.
Oh, Gregor Craig, the Jonah Hex film broke my heart. It's so terrible. Like, there's few adaptations that have legitimately broken me. That was one of them. Similarly, another gunslinger type character was the Dark Tower.
I do like Jonah Hex on Legends of Tomorrow.
Yes,
the
I do.
only
too.
thing that I got of Jonah Hex was that was the first time I saw Michael Fassbender in anything. So
His flipping the hat thing in that movie is so good.
yes.
Ugh. Bad movie, but I don't,
Yeah.
Shreks.
Brandy, I do love the dancing penguin. Steven.
I'm so glad it works now, guys.
I think his computer password would be a fair question.
I think so. I think so too.
I would love a question like, who did the wigs on Batman Returns?
I just like how Burton is letting the villains breathe and giving them their backstory and letting them tell the story. I feel like he has more attachment to the villains, and you even see that with Joker. And I feel like Batman filmmakers nowadays don't really get to do that with villains as much as they probably should.
It's something that we've seen Marvel figure out too, is that giving the villains more screen time is actually better because you spend more time with them. And anytime I hear people complain about too many villains in a film, I can point to Batman Returns because
Batman Returns,
and they all get screen time. And
a good majority of the time, comic book villains are more dynamic and interesting than heroes.
Yeah. And with this story in particular, and in Batman in general, the focus should be on the villain because that's Batman's focus. The focus is the crime. The villain is what makes Batman Batman and gives him his motivation.
And if there's a little bit of sympathy that you can have for the villain as well, I think that makes it more interesting too, which you do get a little bit for the Penguin and of course for Catwoman.
Definitely for Catwoman, you sympathize with Penguin until you realize he's trying to kill sleeping children.
Yeah. Isn't that a little? No, it's a lie.
That's one of my favorite scenes. I'm going to use that as a cutaway at some point in Box Box.
What's Box?
Of all the things you want to leave behind as your legacy, you want to leave behind a power plant. Like,
yeah, I guess it's more. I don't know. I will say the film lacks a lot of logic in terms of it's a very fantastic kind of story, and it just moves along and it focuses on character development. I feel like some of the details in the script probably could have been a little like. I mean, it's not a story it tells, and the atmosphere makes up for it in spades.
Yeah.
This fake out. Oh,
yeah, and she's fallen. But you know what?
Ooh.
This is the one part of the film that I'm like, okay, Cat's brought to bring her back to life.
Yeah, I just kind of don't even question it. I'm just like,
it's a Tim Burton film.
They actually put tuna in her pockets so the cats would eat on her. So she probably stung.
And wasn't she supposed to return for like Batman Triumphant, which was the canceled Batman and Robin sequel? Yeah, because I remember hearing that like
Scarecrow was
supposed to come back. Her, Nicholson, DeVito, and Carrie were all supposed to come back in like a dream sequence. I heard with the Scarecrow.
Yeah, and who was supposed to be Scarecrow?
Was it Oh my God, I
was
remember
Nick Cage.
Nick Cage, and wasn't Martin Short supposed to be Mad Hatter?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, that would have been fucking awesome.
Hopefully Michelle Pfeiffer wasn't allergic to cats.
All right.
Maxwell is now following on Twitch.
I did that like a week and a half ago.
Wow. Oh God. Okay. This is just backed up. And I don't know why it's a fucking zombie.
Probably because the thing came in during Halloween week.
Oh, okay. That makes sense. Okay. But our animator for this one is a penguin. So. And this again is the echo of the last scene, but it's now deranged and it's phenomenal. And the score for this scene, oh my God.
Oh yeah, Howard Stern was offered Scarecrow too. Marlon Wayans was going to be Robin. That movie was going to be fucking bonkers.
Yeah.
I actually don't think Marlon Wayans would have been a bad Robin though.
No, me neither.
I really like him. He's super talented. I really wish he'd do more dramatic work because I think he's really good.
He's in Sofia Coppola's On the Rocks.
Is he? Oh,
in
awesome.
Pretty sizable role.
Awesome.
This score in this scene in particular is just so like.
I feel her rage.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. This is all of us today, by the way.
Just get it out for us, Selena. Get it out for us.
I just love how she really goes all in on it too. Like this performance is so excellent.
Oh, kitty cat.
Like the descent into madness is so.
Yeah.
What's sad is all of these kitty cats probably passed away.
God damn, Chris.
We're going to talk about how cathartic this scene is. Then you just want to bring up dead cats.
Well done, Chris. You severely destroyed the mood of the rest of the night. Can someone make the penguin dance so we can feel better, please?
Yes, please.
So sorry. I was also watching the commentary. They had to actually make all of these designs on these shirts inside this closet because of rights issues, and like you couldn't right
stuff. I don't see how she would have made a whole suit out of that jacket, but you just go with it.
The cat suit.
Yeah.
There is not enough material there to make a whole cat suit, but okay.
Burn it all down, Selena.
Trivia question: what is her cat's name, according to the animated series?
Oh, I know it. It's oh my God, I know it. I do know it. It's he gets captured by.
Don't think too hard, Chris.
No, I know this because he gets captured by the cat burglars, and they try to mutate him.
Canada Rocks said that they fell asleep during Batman Forever. I mean, I get it, but I love Batman Forever.
I mean, I legit remember in 6th grade, like we did interviews, like we interviewed each other on the first day of class. And when I was asked what my favorite movie was, I said Batman Forever.
Dude, yeah, see, that movie's got a killer soundtrack, by the way. What a 90s soundtrack, but it makes me so incredibly happy.
The way she just mashed it, now it says out here. I love it.
Yeah.
Yes. I'm waiting for the 5-point question. Like what R&B girl group pops up in that movie?
Right.
I've asked that to many inner geekdom people to help them study, and none of them know. So
I'm not shocked about that. There's another really good one about what MCU filmmaker makes a cameo in Batman Forever.
Oh yes.
So that's another one that I've been like, I really want it to come up.
Janine, her cat's name begins with I, and I just don't remember what
it does.
I like that Chris is still thinking about it. By the way,
no, it's like Isis or like
it's
Ulysses. Oh, it's Isis. Okay.
Okay.
I'm trying to think of the girl group.
Oh, somebody said it in the chat.
Oh, yep. And they got mine too.
Yeah.
Gregor Craig is crushing it. By the way, Gregor Craig, that is clearly a Back to the Future reference, correct?
Horrifying. Let's steal a baby and do flips.
Right.
I contend I don't think Penguin would fit through that. But then it like becomes big and it's great.
That is true.
Like he had a tight fit and he was a skinny dude. Penguin's a hard boiled egg. The design for Penguin in Batman the Animated Series is really cool because he's based on Danny DeVito's design, but he has the voice of Paul Williams, who you know as the guy who wrote for the Muppets, and he is like a very astute accent.
Yes.
Completely opposite of Burton's Penguin, except visually. And I love Penguin's theme. It's like dun dun.
I just love, especially the design of the mansion this time. It feels even darker than it did the last time. Like you really feel the settling in of what he's become.
Yeah. And that tree looks like it's big. And this is actually one of the few early Batman movies where he kind of gets into the detective aspect because he realizes that he probably knows who his parents are.
Yeah, we don't ever get to see that much of detective Batman, you know?
There's
Which
one
I feel like we're definitely going to get in this new one.
Yeah, I was going to say the same thing.
Yeah.
It's my big hope, too.
Oh. Also, Michael Goff as Alfred, I just don't want to overlook how great he was and how great because he was also in Sleepy Hollow, as we just said. I think he's up there I think he's one of the best Alfreds, easily.
He's also in the aforementioned Phantom of the Opera I was talking about.
And he's also in the he's in the King Kong ripoff called Konga. He plays a mad scientist.
Konga. Oh.
Yeah.
Gregor Craig asked, question, do you think the Batman has the potential to be your all-time favorite Batman film? And my answer is unequivocally yes, because everything I've understood that's come out of the production side and stuff, I think it's going to be the best marriage of literally everything I love about the animated series, anything I like with the Nolan films, and anything I like with the Burton films. I think it's finally going to be like a very definitively interesting version of all of the characters.
It will never be my favorite. I mean, Batman Returns will always be mine, but if it's the best Batman movie, I look very forward. Because I contend that Batman Begins is probably the best Batman movie, but Batman Returns is my favorite. And this is the only scene where he has a monocle, too. One of only two. And he never wears the monocle with the tuxedo.
I just hope, and I know I'm not going to get my wish, but I hope to God Matt Reeves does not show the Waynes being shot again.
I know, the pearls and the
I'm done with that. I think it's year 2. They're gonna be like, okay, we already know.
I'm guessing he doesn't.
Yeah, I hope so. Because look, even Todd Phillips in The Joker was like, "What if I killed the Waynes?" And it was like, "Please, fucking stop."
No, and he did it.
This is a scene that people overlook. This is the detective aspect, and actually, if you listen to this dialogue. Apparently, the Penguin and his crew did this before in other towns and other cities. Back when he was a kid. Yeah, the Red Triangle. Yeah. So this isn't the first time they've done this. They've just been preparing for the Gotham, which is scary.
Yeah.
I would love to see a Red Triangle Gang like miniseries on HBO Max. That'd be great.
Yeah.
Supposed to be gold.
Yeah. We are 39 minutes into the movie, and I think Batman probably had like 10 minutes of screen time, and it's
Not even 10.
Not even.
and I don't care.
His style of glasses are now very much back in style.
Yeah.
Yeah, they are.
Our friend Sean Sullivan has a cool pair now.
Oh.
I also like that he gives a little reference to Vicky Vale.
The snow effects here look very, very theatrical, and I love it. Again, this all looks like it's shot on stage, and it's awesome. It's like a play.
Yeah.
I think I know who his parents are. I think he knows who his parents are. You know he's up to no good.
He looks like Shakespeare right there.
Yeah, he does. I think it's also a nod. This is very Cabinet of Dr. Caligari, especially when you see him with his top hat right here. It's a complete nod to it. And the German expressionism of that era. And again,
I was going to say, I have a Batman Returns poster by Mondo of Penguin standing in the graveyard that I like very, very much as well.
Yeah. Logically, there's no reason why he has a top hat. He just has a top hat now, and it's the Penguin, so it makes sense.
Yeah.
I guess they just gave it to him just to make him look a little more proper. But,
I love it.
I love it, and it's the only thing he keeps after he reverts back to his animalistic form. He doesn't even bring back his gloves.
Mm-hmm. Gregor Craig. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Janine.
Oh, no, I'm just saying it's kind of become an iconic thing for the character.
Yeah.
Like the top hat and the monocle, it's always kind of part of his look. And
Totally.
I just always found it interesting because he never has his top hat before he becomes public. So he was giving it to him. So apparently it kind of like gives him a sort of like character motivation. I don't know.
Gregor Craig and Reefism both say that the animated series is definitely closest to what they consider the definitive on-screen one as well. And of course the Burton ones we all have the affection for. I agree with you guys completely. I think the animated series and Mark Hamill, no matter how you want to look at it, he's like the quintessential Joker. And how do we not talk about, oh God, why am I blanking on his name? Who was Batman?
Oh my gosh. I just blanked too.
Kevin Conroy.
Yeah. Jesus. I don't know.
Yeah.
I know, same thing happens.
Oh God.
It's Kevin
Yeah. Conroy is always going to be my Batman. He's just so perfect.
Mm-hmm.
But it's a different type of performance too.
Yeah.
And his intentional voice changes he does when he's Bruce Wayne.
They casted the perfect people for every character in that show.
Hi, Brienne.
Hey, Brienne.
Hey, Brienne.
Hey, Brienne. I love that line. I was their number one son, but they treated me like number two.
Mm-hmm.
It's very poetic because it means he
lives in the sewer.
Yeah. you need the
gloves.
Those gloves look awesome.
Yeah.
I think Catwoman made them for him. No. Maybe they're from the same leather jacket. But also they symbolize the gloves symbolize adapting to normalcy, which he doesn't want to do.
Yeah.
And that's why he takes them off later in the film.
Announces he's an animal.
Yep. Yeah. Crank the AC is also a foreshadowing line, but we'll get to that. This is a horrifying scene. I don't know why this was necessary, but
the shadow though. And I love that it's her rescuing another woman, which is
it's great. Yeah.
And I know that sounds weird, but it just I don't know. It just what this dude was doing is horrible, and I just like seeing another woman kick his ass.
Well, yeah.
and basically DI him or whatever it's called.
And then leaves in the most convenient way.
Yes.
A la like a billion backflips.
Ooh.
Briefism, I did play the Arkham video games. I thought they were awesome.
The Arkham games are good.
I like them.
Some of the character choices are weird, but yeah, that's
For
good.
5 points, how does Catwoman exit her scene in Batman Returns?
How many backflips does she do? You asked that question. I will.
Janine,
Yeah.
we need to get Drew to do a nerd chronic on Batman Returns.
Yes,
We do.
I'm
Let's
so
make that
That
happen.
would be a question.
Let's make that happen.
Another Batman question I've asked to help inner geeks and people study that they always get wrong is in the oh my gosh. Now I forgot his Christopher Nolan movies. Like there's the Suspects board. Who is on the Suspects board?
I like that.
Yeah.
We're not plotting together or anything.
Oh no, not at all.
Who is on the Suspects board? Is it like callbacks? Like I think Victor Zsasz is on there, right?
No, it's like ridiculous people.
Oh, okay.
Like somebody is teasing that Officer Wirtz about like, you know, how close he is to finding the Batman. I think it's in The Dark Knight. And you go look at his Suspects board and it's like Bigfoot and Abe Lincoln and Elvis.
Bruce Wayne is such a badass in this scene, by the way, you guys.
And I love Shrek's. I love all of Christopher Walken's facial expressions when Michelle Pfeiffer comes in.
Yeah,
it's
like,
so
and they're just both completely like taken aback by her, and she just has all the control. Like, I love it so much.
That it's like probably seeing a zombie. Holy shit!
Brienne asked what was Matt Shrek's password for his computer, which we literally talked about.
Yeah, they all do. Mm-hmm.
Fred's hand 8746. I don't know.
Lots of computer passwords in these movies.
Yeah.
Batman and Robin had the
oh yeah,
the other the PEG password.
What was Alfred's password in Batman and Robin?
PEG.
Yep.
Alfred's sister.
Mm-hmm.
The chemistry between these two, you guys.
Yes, it's phenomenal.
So good. Yes.
It's insane.
Especially when they get to the elevator.
And I like that he's like super fumbly and bumbly. Like,
yeah.
It's so adorable.
Oh, I really hope that everybody watching has seen the movie because I'm sorry for spoiling anything.
Yes, Brucey is smitten. Canada rocks.
That wall looks great. It looks comfy.
Oh, it does. The quilted wall.
It looks like a bunch of pillows stitched together.
Yeah.
I'd love to live in a room full of pillows.
Burton really likes pinstripes.
Yeah. Brienne said her favorite password is Batman's computer password in the Lego Batman movie. Oh, that's good.
What is the password for that?
I shouldn't say things out loud, Chris.
He doesn't want to say.
The chat can tell you if they would like.
Iron Man sucks. Yeah. I'm leaving. There was actually a deleted scene that after he pushes Selena out the window, Fred comes in and he witnessed it, and there was a cover-up sequence that they cut that's actually scripted. So Fred, his son, was actually in on the whole Selena bit, and this kind of like establishes that, but the scene that they filmed, that they scripted, probably would establish that a little bit better about how corrupt his son actually is.
My new headcanon is that Max Shrek dies and becomes Beetlejuice because his suit and his hair is the same.
But
Or
he
at least
somehow looks a little bit like Bruce Wayne.
yeah. Well, death is weird,
Yes.
Yeah, this is the first scene where you get to see Penguin's onesie in all of its glory.
Oh, yeah. And his beautiful butt crack stains. Yeah,
Yep.
it's
It's and I just like how everybody's just like, I guess they just made it home.
There's Doug Jones.
The aesthetic of this office is great. Now, this is a bodysuit. This isn't actually Danny DeVito's actual body that he did for the movie. And it weighed like, what was it, 100 pounds or something? It was ridiculous.
Like that,
yeah.
Yeah.
But they kept the entire like sets refrigerated, so everybody was cold except him, and Michael Keaton even said he was jealous that he could just like get into that costume and escape. It looks like he's having a blast. And this is a real raw fish he ate.
And when Catwoman has the bird in her mouth, it's real. She really had that bird in her mouth. Yeah.
Peter probably wouldn't approve of that. But and this is a birthday party. Not a birthday party. It looks like a birthday party. It's a mayoral campaign. Happy birthday! Oh, the makeup effects on his hands were so good.
Right.
Now this is why where we felt like tonight this was probably an appropriate film.
Yes.
And it's really hard not to see similarities.
Yes, it's very difficult. And it's not even like election season when they're doing this.
No. And what he just stuck in his mouth was a cigarette holder, which was a nod, obviously, to Batman 66 and Penguin's cigarette.
Hi, Brienne. Thank you for stopping by. We're
Happy to see you, Brienne. And she says something very important, that people prefer fingers. So it's also the disconnect of trying to fit in. And this, of course, this is a very, very touchy scene.
Yes.
Yeah.
Probably had a lot of parents upset.
I don't see how parents could get mad about this.
By going semi-80s slasher of having blood.
I put that in the title sequence because I felt like it was a good contrast.
That's fair. I can appreciate that.
By the way, that is the best hickey in film. Now, this is the first time of many where there's just random blood and stuff coming out of his mouth. That actually was what was it? Was it I think it was, besides this is colored blood, but usually when stuff is coming out of his mouth, he would Danny DeVito would chew. I think he would like chew on mouthwash or something colored green, and for the spuge, which is disgusting. I really want one of those posters.
At least Tim Burton got to make his movie, though. Like,
Yeah.
I didn't know what they were getting into, whereas clearly we've seen more recent WB DC property movies where they might hire someone and they might not see it all the way through.
Yeah. But they'll get their chance.
Did you guys ever read the original script for the movie, which was a completely different plot? It was like about it was a heist and Penguin was like a mafioso, and like they were after this, like it was sort of like an Indiana Jones kind of adventure. It was cool. It's a really cool script.
I've never actually read it.
Yeah. It was when Sam Hamm was still attached to write it, like he did '89 Batman. It was cool, but I think Burton going his own way was for the best.
Yeah.
Reefism also in the early 2000s. Besides the Batman Year One adaptation, the director of Remember the Titans was actually supposed to do a live action version of Batman Beyond with Clint Eastwood.
Oh, interesting.
So that was a thing that also almost happened. Oh, the pupper with a grenade.
Burn, baby, burn. It's Disco Inferno.
I also would love a flaming crossbow.
Originally, that entire sequence was different. Like it was the same kind of thing, but it was more elegant. And you got to see Penguin's him smoking his cigarette and everything. It's all boarded actually. And in the comic book adaptation of this, if you've read the comic book, there's a couple scenes that they deleted. They reinserted into the comic book adaptation. That's pretty interesting.
That was the Marvel adaptation of this.
Yep,
right?
yep. And that sequence was different. It's like a more elegant. He has a cigarette holder and he's talking with Max with a monocle. It's really cool.
Okay.
It was really great that Marvel got to do a DC property like that.
Yeah.
I miss sets, you guys. I know that
Yeah.
it's so easy, but like this set design is so incredible.
Practical sets, no green screens, like you're just in it, you know.
It feels so tangible.
Yeah.
If you want to hear, this is the synopsis of the original Batman Returns script. The first villain we meet is Mr. Boniface, introduced inside a prison cell surrounded by birds. He's a beak-nosed epitome of a man. He also employs an arsenal of trick umbrellas and escapes prison. The notorious thief bribes his way out of prison and immediately goes on an adventure for his next scheme. He enlists the aid of Selena Kyle, an exotic dancer, and later... and she's explicitly described as a bondage mask studded with openings for the eyes and mouth, and it's basically just an adventure film, which is kind of cool. I would
watch that.
Yeah. If you Google it, you can Google Sam Hamm's script for Batman 2. It's pretty cool. Obviously, it wasn't a Burton film.
It would have been vastly different.
Yeah.
To say the least. I love this whole sequence. Like, she's just having so much fun
and just jumping. Yeah.
And this is a mall. So remember malls, guys?
But they would call it a department store.
A department store.
I just love it because it's kind of reminiscent of the scene where the Joker goes into the museum and does all the painting and stuff in the first one.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But I like this one even more because it's I don't know, you want to believe that Catwoman would have fun stealing jewels and stuff.
Yeah.
Again, this is another sequence where he kills somebody. And the Wilhelm scream
there, yeah.
Yeah, Candid Rocks brings up an extra. And LED screens are not as good, but they are 100 times better than green screen. I agree with that.
Yeah.
That guy exploded.
He did.
Never microwave things like this, guys.
Really comes out Burton shard.
Yeah, but if you do, just make sure you put it on low.
Put it on the baked potato mode.
Yeah.
Not popcorn.
Not popcorn.
I had popcorn until I ate it all. Now it's gone.
Now this is where we're introduced to Penguin's tuxedo, and that is kick-ass.
And the umbrella.
Yeah.
With the tuxedo.
Yeah. Again, it's a Mandela effect, but he never wears the monocle with the tuxedo.
Yeah.
Nope, he never does.
He needs the monocle for reading, so he's not reading anything.
I think he only wears the monocle with the tuxedo on the poster.
Mm-mm.
And what is that tie called? Is it an ascot?
Yeah, I think that would be more of an ascot than an actual tie.
I don't know if you guys know the specific term for what that would be called.
Nope.
We'll just say ascot. It's a pretty cool ascot.
I love how you have all three of them.
Yeah.
And they're like, who is this?
Mm-hmm. Meow.
The best.
I saw it first. Gotta fly.
Hey, peanut gallery. Thank you.
No way that umbrella could hold that weight, but it's great. So good. Some of the visual effects here are really good for 92.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was Oscar nominated for its visual effects.
Yeah. Oh, fun fact. Danny DeVito got a Razzie nomination for Penguin, by the way.
Really?
Yeah.
It's so good.
It makes 0 sense.
And you could just tell everyone's having so much fun. Like, I love that.
Yeah, I think the Razzie nomination is just to cater to the Karens that year.
Yeah.
It's definitely a very hammy performance, but I think that's for the best.
No, I think now it's considered one of the best, but I think back then it was just too...
Yeah.
The Razzies also nominated The Shining according to Canada Rocks, so we can't take them seriously.
Yeah, not at all.
Oh, wow, okay. Yeah.
I love that.
I know.
What did he hit it with? I never understood that.
Better in the 80s. Or in the 90s. Was it Indiana Jones or Catwoman?
What were you saying, PJ?
The whip.
Yeah, I said who used the whip better in the 80s and the
Who
90s?
had better whip work.
Yeah.
I would argue Catwoman because although
I think she does more with it.
yeah, I don't think Indy really uses it that much. And this is Batman being stupid. Damn. Well, saved by kitty litter.
That counted as a life, I believe.
Did it?
Yeah.
Okay, so Batman technically killed a Catwoman. Oh yeah, she says that you killed me, Batman killed me, but yeah, okay.
Yeah. One of my favorite lines, sickos never scare me, at least they're committed.
Guys, I'm going to be so excited to see Michael Keaton in the fucking Batman suit again.
I know.
Yeah.
Can I just say, like, just the idea of that makes me so happy. Because I really never believed it.
Because he's my favorite Batman. Like, I love him so much.
I'm so glad that I'm not the only one who feels that way, because I always feel like every time I say it like I get weird looks.
Yeah.
This is another sequence where it's very topical. We're gonna get to it. Yeah. Sorry, the one guy in the chat that doesn't want us to talk about it, but it's here and it's visible. I don't care. But yeah.
Hey, gallery. Can we relax tonight? Thank you. I almost wish I hadn't fixed the office so you had more room.
That costume is just so good. You're the hottest young person a room model could have. Here, have a button. And I don't understand how he puts the button on her. Watch this. How does that work? How does that?
Yeah, right.
How does that work? Like, is it a sticker? Like
he puts it on like a sticker.
Yeah. We're just gonna ignore that, but it's good.
Touching people. Oh my gosh. Groping
people. My name is not Oswald, it's Penguin. My name is Penguin, it's Oswald.
Somebody
is here to see you. That is also the great Vincent, what's his name? He's in a lot of stuff. It's like Vincent something. Chevelle? I think it's Vincent Chevelle. I think that's his last name. He's in a lot of great stuff.
She's a goddamn fucking queen in this movie.
I know.
Yeah.
So good.
So good.
Yeah, I kind of do agree with that, Greg, even though you said that. Yeah, I do agree with that. Yeah. Again, that's the thumbnail. And that was definitely a lube joke. And this is also the only scene where Penguin is not wearing his giant overcoat. It's just his black jacket. And I do not know how he got the plans for the Batmobile. If anybody wants to enlighten me, that'd be great. Maybe it was at the Hall of Records.
Right? Like, why would you have that like in public record?
I want to say there might have been a scene cut that would have explained it, but I think it's just fucking hilarious that he just fucking has it.
Everyone
forgot about that.
in the chat saying Chevelle, he was, and then Tim Franco, hi Tim, said he played Dr. Kaufman in Tomorrow Never
Yes, he was in Tomorrow Never Dies. Yeah, but he was a great character actor. He worked with Danny DeVito a lot. He's also in Death to Smoochie. And I think he's in Matilda. I don't remember. I think he might be.
His face.
And this bird actually is real?
Yeah, it was in her mouth. That's crazy.
You could never do this nowadays.
No.
And I would assume this is going to be a real cat that he puts a knife to. Looks like a real cat. Yeah. That is definitely a real cat. A plan is forming. And then this is where Mark Ellis got his calls. That's our new headcanon. Now the scene just cuts away from here. I don't know if they had any relation.
This is some kinky stuff.
Yeah.
She wouldn't touch him to scratch him. So
That's right. You're right. To preserve the peace. It's just like how he just like enunciates the peas.
Do you think we'll get a record scratch tomorrow, guys? Like a heart from hell, wiki wiki.
And what's great about that scene, we'll get to it, but it's a completely different vocal take than what is. Again, the Christmas themes are really predominant here.
Mm-hmm.
Goddard just woke up in a cold sweat over the cause.
And I like that we get to see her like be conflicted, you know.
Yeah.
She's not all bad, you know. She doesn't understand like what's happening to her and why she's doing this.
I will say, out of everything in the movie, I think what needed to be a little bit more developed was this relationship. A little
like
bit.
Them.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah.
I see that. Because we don't get enough of it. and it's not really prevalent enough for us to really get too invested in it.
I do love like I said, the ballroom scene though. Like
Yes.
they're the only people that wearing masks. Like that is
Yeah.
so smart.
It's so poetic. Yeah. It's just everything building up to that I wish was a little stronger.
The way she says that line, no darker than yours, Bruce.
Yeah.
Ferris just donated. Test 1 2.
Let me pull it up. There it is.
Yeah.
Hey,
Ferris.
there's that dancing penguin. Thank you, Ferris.
Was that late or was that like
No,
on
I'm
time? Okay, cool.
It was right on time. Let's
Awesome.
see. Yeah, I mean, it was literally just now and it popped up. So
Cool. I think we have a new notification thing. It's cool.
I like seeing dancing penguins.
I think we'll have the Dancing Penguin on for Merry Movie Squad. I think it's cool. Now, the way he throws this batarang, she totally is dead. Like, you impaled that girl. Dude.
I like that Brandy's doing dancing penguin emoji in the chat.
Oh.
Brandy.
Like, watch this. She totally killed her.
Somehow he didn't, but yeah.
I know.
Like, just sticking out of her head.
Oh, that fire looks toasty.
Mm-hmm.
Are we all in sync or am I a little ahead?
No, I actually think I'm a little ahead of you guys, to be honest.
I
Okay.
think I'm a little behind.
I think it's fine. We all know where we are.
I mean, yeah, we're all talking about the same stuff. Never. ASG said next movie will be Happy Feet just to keep the GIF.
Oh, I'm gonna keep the gift for Merry Movies, but I think a penguin fits. I have a corgi for regular watch-along as a penguin for Mary, and I have the
I almost
zombie.
feel like Ferris is disappointed right now because he just said, I'm used to seeing Chris being terrified during watch-alongs.
Oh, yeah. I get to commentate something I love for a change. It's good. This is the first watch-along we're doing where a movie's in my
He
top
said this
5.
is a nice change of pace.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. The only jump scare is probably the clown at the beginning that pops up. No, penguin hopping out behind Batman at the end is probably a good jump scare too.
Yeah.
I love the fact that he puts Norman Bates and Ted Bundy in the same sentence.
Yeah.
What a way to describe yourself.
Yeah.
The cinematography is also great. Is this a guy that usually shoots stuff for Burton? Is this the same guy for Sleepy Hollow? I don't know.
I'd have to look. I'm honestly
Yeah.
not sure off the top of my head.
It's not cool. Yeah, I don't have it up right now, but
he worked on it. He did Edward Scissorhands for him and Batman Returns.
okay.
And then he did Matilda.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, and he did Ed Wood too, which is my favorite Burton
Yeah.
movie. Interesting.
Matilda's a phenomenal film.
Yeah, I love Matilda.
I don't. We'll probably watch that at some point down the road, but I love Matilda.
Me
And,
too.
I feel like, yeah, I grew up with that as well.
It's been years since I've seen it.
Oh, it's a great film. Yeah. It's directed by DeVito, and it's just
DeVito's
a lot of things. He's such a good director, and he doesn't direct a lot. He directed Matilda. He directed Death to Smoochie.
War of the Roses. That's my favorite.
War of the-
that he's
yeah.
done.
Yeah. A lot of great stuff. Yeah.
What was Hoffa, the one with Jack Nicholson?
Yeah. He directed Hoffa, and he also directed.
Throw Mama from the Train. Which is one
Yes.
of my favorites.
Did he
Yeah.
do Duplex?
Yes, and he did Duplex, which I also like quite a
And-
bit.
What's the one where he's Romance in the Stone? Was that DeVito?
No, that was Robert
No.
Zemeckis.
Les Zemeckis?
He was
Okay.
in it. Yeah.
Yeah, he was in it.
I know he's in it, but I thought that. No, never mind. Yeah.
No, not that one.
Yeah, he says he doesn't direct a lot, but when he does, it's quality. So
Mhm.
He has such a nice dark sense of humor.
yeah.
Saul just said, I think I'm way behind you guys. Nicholson and Vicky Vale just got to the top of the cathedral.
Oh my god.
Oh.
Saul, you're the man. I love you, man. Okay.
Another great A movie, though.
Pee-wee's Big Adventure is Tim Franco's favorite film of all time.
Yeah. We should probably, that'd be great for Tim to do for his birthday or something. You know what I mean?
Oh, I think it's definitely going to happen.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, besides Batman Returns, where do you guys rank Forever and Batman and Robin and 89? Do you prefer, is it typical you prefer Forever to Batman and Robin, or is there anything different?
Yeah, I like Forever. Definitely.
Okay.
Batman and
I mean,
Robin.
I get the ridiculousness, and I just accept it forever.
Yeah.
And the Riddler, I think Jim Carrey's Riddler is actually really great.
Yeah.
I do too. I think he gets a bad rap because so many people say that he's too close to the Joker, and I don't agree.
I don't agree.
No. He's paying homage to Frank Gorshin in the 66
I
Batman.
think we definitely all sanction his buffoonery.
Yeah.
in the movie.
It's Tommy Lee Jones who I have a problem with. Yeah.
And the crazy thing too is what is that, 97?
95.
95? Jesus. I mean, that's only 2 years after he starts to really rise to popularity with Dumb and Dumber and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And Ace Ventura. It's just the argument is Two-Face is more like Joker, and that's bad.
Tim says, yeah, we're watching Pee-wee in February. So
that's 100% happening.
ASG, I think you're in a pretty good place. I think a lot of us here actually really quite enjoy Forever.
I watched Forever right after Joel Schumacher passed away earlier this year.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Forever holds up.
It's a really fun movie.
Yeah.
I actually think that Batman
and I love Nicole Kidman.
And I don't think Batman and Robin is that bad, honestly. I mean,
I just think it's hilarious that the whole movie she's just basically trying to bone Batman, but you know.
I also don't think Batman and Robin is the worst comic book movie of all time. I think there's a lot of other kind of candidates.
So the thing about Batman and Robin is I don't always vibe with it, but sometimes when I just want to watch a big screen version of Batman 66, not the actual Batman 66 movie, it is clearly a love letter to that. The problem is that the audience is not on board with the idea of going back.
It just
what it had been.
Are you guys all both in the consensus that the Joel Schumacher universe is not the same universe as the Burton universe?
I mean, with Keaton coming back, yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. I know it has the same.
It's supposed to be, yeah.
There's no way neon lights work in this universe.
I think that Forever feels much more in line with the Burton verse overall, though, than Batman and Robin does.
Yeah. It's produced by Tim. It's produced by Tim. Yeah.
Right.
But I have to commend Arnold. I mean, I think he put in his contract. He made $1 million for every minute he was on screen. He was on the screen for 28 minutes, and he made $28 million.
Yeah, it's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
And at least that he seems to know what movie he's in, though. He and Uma both they're on the same page. They ham it up a lot.
Make the bank. Yeah, make the bank if you can.
Gotta go. Girl talk. So good.
Eat floor is such a bad line, though.
Girl talk.
Also, how they got this technology has always intrigued me. This is great.
No, Doug Jones, don't be bad.
Wait, is that Doug Jones?
I do believe that's Doug Jones.
Oh, that's awesome. I didn't even realize that. It's one of my favorite Penguin lines. The rats are the wings. Do your thing.
Well, I do like that Selena feels bad about her actually dying. She's like, I thought we were just gonna scare her.
Well, she's definitely dead. Merry Christmas, guys.
Doesn't have a fraction of the cynicism of the Schumacher films, and I love Joel Schumacher. I don't necessarily disagree.
I mean, I recently went through the entire TV series, and it's a lot of hit and miss, but I actually prefer Batman and Robin to a couple of the Batman in '66. I mean, I prefer Batman and Robin to Forever just because of.
I had to leave, so bye, Kale. Sorry.
See ya, Kale.
Bye, buddy.
Star Drew said Wolverine Origin could take the worst superhero movie or Catwoman. I'm not giving it to Wolverine Origin. I like that movie more than most people. It's better than X-Men 3, at least, in my opinion.
It's better than Catwoman. Way better than Catwoman.
I think the worst
for that opening, the opening credits are pretty awesome.
Just in terms of what it could have been, I think Spider-Man 3 is in that category for me.
Nah.
No, I mean, like, if we're talking real bad superhero movies like Jonah Hex, like we talked about earlier, Superman 4 is really fucking awful.
Superman 3 and 4, terrible.
Fant 4 stick.
Fant 4 stick. The old Captain America movie from the 90s. There's some bad stuff out there. I own almost all of these still.
Of course you do.
That Captain America 90s one.
I do own a lot of bad ones, though. Like,
what's crazy is that
I get a weird joy out of it sometimes.
Right?
Yeah, I don't think any MCU movie would qualify for worst.
Yeah. Oh yeah, the Spider-Man TV movies. That's not a bad call.
Yeah, there's also the Trial of the Incredible Hulk too with Daredevil. That's not. Yeah.
Saul, like, I'll be straight up with you. I've never actually seen Return of the Swamp Thing. I've only seen the original, so I've only heard bad things, and I have no basis.
Yeah, same. I've heard terrible things about that.
I mean, but I also like pretty much every entry in Friday the 13th canon. So what do I know about quality?
Which I just watched for the first time, all of those movies.
I know. I was so excited when you were watching through because I love them so much. I was like, yes, Janine.
Yes.
You know what I love is that we're talking about You go for it next.
No, go, Chris. It's fine.
Oh, no. You can go.
I just asked Janine if she had a favorite.
I really liked Jason Lives.
Yeah, me too. That's
Eden is one of us.
Yes. I really do like Jason Lives.
I think that it's funny because obviously Scream is like the quintessential meta horror, but both New Nightmare and Jason Lives are
kind of did it for
both. I like that all three of those franchises have their Scream is just meta anyway, but they have them. Even Halloween 18 was a little meta to a point.
I think not as common might be even more so.
Yeah,
I did actually really like Jason X though. Like, it felt like a very Canadian TV, sci-fi show, but I was so there for it. Like,
I just think it's so fun and so cheesy in all the right ways.
Yeah,
I love how quick he turns. Like, you send out all the Xenos, and then he just kills her.
Yeah.
Oh, Canada says that 3 of his actor friends are in Jason X. That's awesome.
Oh, cool.
That's awesome.
So, I was right on with the Canada TV show vibes because I'm a fan of quite a few Canadian TV shows.
Jason X has one of the best kills in the series with the liquid nitrogen and then smash.
Yes.
So cool.
Also, I fucking love Uber Jason. I think Uber Jason's design is incredible.
Selena Kyle falls through a lot of shit in this movie.
Yeah, that's a greenhouse.
That's another life. Yeah, that's another life.
I love the design of Gotham in this too. The Burton Gotham is still my favorite Gotham.
Yeah.
And this is
one of my biggest problems between Batman Begins and The Dark Knight is that they look like totally different Gothams.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have the problem I have with Dark Knight in general is just the third act, but it's still solid. Yeah.
Saul says that that Swamp Thing's return is a fucking nightmare. It's literally the worst IG movie in the showdown, and that is something. Maybe I'll watch it just out of sheer curiosity.
I'll watch it with you.
I definitely avoided it a few times when I was like, maybe I should watch it for any geekdom studying, but I really don't want to.
Maybe we should do a watch along to it. A drunk along.
Yes.
Fun fact, this is the first time of many that Penguin taking control of the Batmobile is kind of a trope. It's been
tiny car the part says.
Yeah.
And actually, Penguin running for mayor actually first appeared in Batman 66. He ran for mayor against Batman. Yeah, Batman and Penguin ran for mayor against each other in the 66 television series. And that episode is what inspired the storyline for this film.
Oh wow.
Yeah. I forgot to mention that at the top, but yeah. And it's one of the best episodes, too. Like Penguin literally kisses a baby in the episode with a cigarette in its mouth.
Oh my gosh.
The 60s were wild.
Yeah.
They had bat shark repellent back then.
Yeah. And a bat copter, not a bat plane.
Yeah.
But also, this is one of the best scenes in the film. Like, and when it cuts away to Penguin in like the minivan, it looks like he's having sex because it's
Dark Knight. And why is Ferris bringing up the Joker? Did I miss a conversation?
Wait, what?
Someone said something about the Dark Knight, and then he said, "Don't you mean the Joker?"
No, we're talking about the Dark Knight. Dark Knight, I said I had a lot of problems with the third act, and I'm talking about Dark Knight, not Joker. Joker is a problem film through and through, but Dark Knight, I just have a problem with the third act.
I don't disagree. I actually also have a similar problem with the third act of the Dark Knight. So
yeah, it's a good movie. It's just not better than Batman Returns.
I also don't think it's better than Batman Begins.
Oh,
Personally.
that too, yeah. It's up there, but
I think the opening, Heath Ledger and that opening, I think kind of just sticks in people's minds.
Oh, it's great.
Just like
yeah. And again, none of us here are saying it's a bad movie, so don't.
No. It's up there. It's just, I think all of us can say that we like Batman Returns and Begins better.
That old lady's face in the headlights is one of my favorite, and it's kind of funny because it's Christmas time, and so I'm literally thinking of deer in the headlights. I don't know.
And she's somebody's wife on set. I forget what she said in the commentary.
Waiting for him to hit it, and then you have Keanu Reeves pop in and be like, "It's cans."
Yeah.
I just love the absurdity that he has like a mini Batmobile in his thing. Again, there's not a lot of logic in this film, and it's fucking awesome because of it.
Yeah, like again, how did he get these plans?
And I don't care how. It's just fucking funny to ask.
Well, someone in the chat complained that they don't like that Catwoman just turns into Catwoman like Spider-Man gets bitten by a spider. Like she just gets attacked by cats. Like they didn't like that.
I think it's cool.
Oh, Ferris says, I know what you're talking about. He believes that The Dark Knight's more of a Joker film than a Batman film. That's why he refers to it as the Joker, not the Dark Knight.
Oh, I thought you thought, because a lot of people do have problems with Joker's third act, the film itself. And here is the best record scratch in film history coming up.
Yeah. Wiki.
and as I said, you'll notice that his vocal take, Davita's vocal take, is completely different than the vocal take recorded. But it's fine. I don't care.
A Max Parade ball. I love that.
Oh, that's good.
That's what you can call my funeral.
And again, this feels very familiar.
Mm-hmm. Make Gotham great again. It's just missing that sign.
Wouldn't even have Magooga.
What is it? Magooga?
Oh, I really like that quote.
That look she gives.
Yes.
So fierce.
I love Alfred Goff.
Oh, I love Michael Goff.
Michael Goff is so great. Mm-hmm.
Like, the Alfred Goff is my favorite. I don't know. Kane is just so good, too, though.
And this is where they reference Vicky Vale, which gives a little continuity. Again, I don't think they necessarily needed that line, but I feel like it's good to kind of connect the two films.
Yeah, and he was talking to Selena about her too earlier, so I like that. I
like the continuity. I just
It's
know
not
that
like a one-off story.
I know that Burton's original vision was just to make it like not related, but again, this also appeared in Sleepy Hollow, the Iron Maiden.
Yeah.
Saul said it's fair to say the Dark Knight's third act has things you don't like, but do you really want to get into the script analysis of Batman Returns? Don't go there. There be dragons.
Oh, the script of Batman Returns is a mess.
Yeah.
But it's a mess. It's a narrative mess, but I find it far more enjoyable. The atmosphere, the filmmaking, the directing, the acting, the music gives it a bigger and better package and makes it probably one of my favorite movies of all time, which it is.
Mhm.
A bigger and better package.
Yeah, it's a big dick. Yeah, I don't know why. And
Dick in a pair of gray sweatpants.
It's great. Here we go. Record DJ. I wish Biden would do this at some point.
So I'm like, tomorrow is he going to do a big record scratch?
Did Ferris just ask Saul if he'd watch Batman and Robin with him tonight? That's adorable. I'm glad that there's friends in the show.
Aww.
Yeah, Greg or Craig. I mean, I'm glad that many different versions of Batman, like directed films by people, exist. Because I mean, even Snyder's stuff has merit to what he did with Ben Affleck as Batman. Like,
yeah. And The Dark Knight's in good company. This is just like,
and just like the comic books, there's many variations of how Batman was done. So.
That's what I like about comics. You can do stuff like that.
Different interpretations. Yeah.
Oh, I like how OBS just froze my computer for a second. Sorry about that. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Gotcha. I love the eggs and tomatoes to his speech line. I think it's coming up soon.
That look Chris Walken gives. Meh.
Yeah.
Lost cause. And yeah, he actually let them throw all that fruit at him.
Yeah.
Tomatoes and stuff.
You know, whenever I go see a politician speak, I definitely have tomatoes and lettuce in my pocket, just in case.
Right?
Yep.
Why is that not a thing anymore? We need to bring that back.
At best, it's a refreshing snack.
You know, if we did that, some of the politicians might actually listen to us because they might see that we're actually paying attention to them.
Nah,
No,
politicians don't like to listen to their constituents.
Now this is a great callback to the opening. This is the same bridge and everything, and those people broke their backs.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, that lady hella hit that bridge.
Oh my god, her head hit it.
Yeah.
Ow. Oh, but she's fine. I saw her stand up in the background. She made it.
I never noticed that. I also love his rubber ducky.
Yeah, I would like to one day have a moat with my own rubber ducky to ride around.
Oh, my favorite line's coming up.
Oh yes, this scene is great.
I may or may not have like kicked my brother and like said this line as kids a lot.
Did you hit him with
Yes.
with an?
I would just be like, no, it's a lot, and just kick him.
Brandy says being able to carry throwing vegetables is the only reason I buy dresses in pockets.
That's the most badass thing I've ever heard.
Yeah, that's awesome.
That's great. Oh, that must have been a bitch to rip off, though.
Where are my lists?
And this is his reveal of his ultimate plan.
Is he like reverse Santa right here?
Yeah, with the suspenders to boot.
Yeah.
Well, they have
And
parents party.
Carry them into the sewer and toss them into it deep. Watery gray.
Just shoot. Would you consider Penguin to be DeVito's greatest performance? Coming from Mike K. I mean, I love the performance, but the dude is ridiculously talented. Like,
I would say Penguin is probably his most
Iconic.
probably iconic. I wouldn't say iconic. Maybe iconic actually. I think it's the one where he could escape the most in his role,
sure.
and I like that.
And I saw interviews of him like talking about it,
and he
saying,
loves it.
He loves it. He had so much freedom to kind of just do
Yeah.
whatever he wanted.
I know. Danny probably thinks it's probably one of his best. He also has a funny story, and I'll tell the funny story when we get to
I
it.
love Alfred being all annoyed that he ripped
Yeah.
it. And then he changes his face. It's just like, my favorite scene. Ugh.
That whole getup that Shrek is wearing on his head, though.
Right?
And now, of course, Danny's just known for It's Always Sunny.
Yeah.
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 I mean, Frank is probably his best comedic role.
And Hercules.
And her.
Yeah.
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 I got it.
So-
It's like, to be honest, that character of Phil is up there with Robin Williams as Genie for me. I think they're the greatest
Yeah,
animated.
Hercules is my favorite Disney movie.
And when they make the live action Hercules, he better be Phil again. That would be great.
Well, they
I don't
are
think-
doing it, and I think he's still fit enough that he could if they wanted to. I mean,
yeah.
There's nobody who could be Phil except Danny.
but there's also, you have to think that, like, I know that they're trying to say that this one's going to be a little bit radically different, though. So
Yeah, but I feel like if they could keep James Earl Jones as Mufasa, they probably should if they could.
the Russo brothers producing it is very interesting to me.
Yeah. I love that dress. Oh,
I know, dude. That green sparkly dress is.
the open back. Oh, it's so good.
Penguin is only 25% as twisted as Frank. I give that to that. Frank also. There's a lot of good Frank stuff, especially the kid pageant. See.
The clip you used in Box Slate kills me.
Oh yeah, Uglanda Gabloiga, whatever he called himself.
This was me like every time I had to compete against one of my friends in the showdown. Does this mean we have to start fighting?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's me writing. Are we still going to be writing? I can say here to you guys, personally speaking, I get stressed out when my friends have matches because I don't want to.
Damn it, Pedro. No, we love you and you do an amazing job. So
Face to Face, which is the song I was playing here, is a really good song. Face to Face is a really good song. This movie does lack Prince.
It does. But I think the score is so strong.
Yeah.
You don't need a Prince.
I think Prince really made 89 Batman. And Face to Face, yeah.
Love it.
Oh yeah, Tim. His performance in LA Confidential is really good. A lot of good people are in that. I do like his performance in Hoffa as well. But honestly, my favorite DeVito performance is probably Matilda. I think that's probably his best.
Yeah.
Big Fish is also a good performance as well.
Mm-hmm. I love when they just realize who each other are and like they just like hold each other really close because they don't know what to do.
Oh,
That's so good.
I couldn't tell.
Throw
It was
Mama
you.
from the Train is great. Like I said, I love that one.
Yeah, that has Mama Tortelli from Goonies in it.
Yes, it does. Fratelli, by the way.
Fratelli, yeah.
You said
Who's-
Tortelli.
Oh, did I say Tortelli? Oh. And
I love it so much.
apparently the sewer connects to the bottom of the, which is great.
I mean, this checks out.
Yeah, of course.
because it's all connected to Shrek. And his reveal through the fog is amazing. The shot coming up.
Mhm.
Yeah. Again,
And Ramsey. That is correct, guys.
the only thing he kept before he became Oswald was the top hat. And that penguin theme is amazing.
Mm-hmm.
For your children.
Oh my goodness.
I've always felt he looked extra fat in this scene. I don't know why.
Maybe it's the angle.
Or we just haven't seen him in the onesie in a while. Like, since
Yeah,
the
that's
beginning of the
probably
movie.
why. Yeah.
And Chip is such a dope. Like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I mean, I think there's more of a comparison to the Trump family with those two characters than almost
Yeah.
Yeah.
including their own line of clothing. Look at that.
Right.
Chip is all three of them combined. He's like a Pokemon. I just love the little penguins. They look so cute.
Yeah.
Kate Mulgrew is also in Thermona from the Train of Reefism. This is correct.
In the duck.
Yeah, the bard says, I like the guy looks like Christian Bale in this scene. There's a guy that looks like Christian Bale.
Kate Mulgrew, is she from Voyager?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. She's
And
the captain in Voyager.
Orange is the New Black.
Okay, yeah.
And she's coming back for the new animated Star Trek series on Nickelodeon.
And this is the cute one.
I like that this umbrella is like what you would put over a baby's crib.
Yeah.
And he looks like a deformed giant baby right now. Yeah. It's very
A mobile.
Yeah. Not to mention, I think that the umbrella design is pretty cool. And this is the train. A giant train going through Gotham. Illogical, but you know what? You know what? It's
I love
not,
it though.
It's not
Everything's
it's not subtle in any way, shape, or form.
No,
But-
you can't ask too many questions about it. You just gotta go with it,
I fucking love the aesthetic of it. Though.
right?
Like I believe I would
No,
see that.
it's great.
I really do.
In this
right?
Gotham,
great.
yeah, that seems fairly normal.
There's Vincent Chabot again.
And here they are stealing children.
Thieves.
That shot of the Batman shadow is remarkable.
Yeah.
Yeah. So good.
And this Danny DeVito's story is that when the first take, when this monkey came down the stairs, he like gave the monkey a huge growl in anger when he does the scream, and the monkey got scared, lunged at him, and grabbed his crotch, and it took a giant bite out of the body.
Oh my God.
I remember reading that.
When he did that, the monkey got scared, and I just wish there was footage of that. That's hilarious. And this is his patent speech. This is all.
Hopefully that he and the monkey made up.
Yeah,
Apparently.
and this is taken straight from Patton.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. It's okay to be scared. Many of you won't be coming back, thanks to Batman. It's probably really dangerous to have all that water around and having a sparking air conditioner right next to it.
Yeah.
And this is where people like got lost with the movie, that there's a bunch of penguins with rockets strapped to their heads.
I know.
Because
And,
of everything that's happened so far, that's aligned to
Yeah.
This is amazing.
Yeah, imagine that this was where you drew the line. You're like, I was with the movie until penguins had rockets on them. Like,
I think it's great.
See how you sound right now?
The movie is super, super stupid and all that. It's in the best ways possible.
Yeah.
And there's the ass crack. Yep. There's even a reference to the rocket penguins, I think, in Justice League, right? I think Alfred says something about it.
Yeah.
He said like wind up penguin.
Yeah. Wind up exploding penguins or something. That was clearly a Joss Whedon thing, by the way.
Yeah. And I think that was not a nod to it, at least.
I think it's supposed to be like a fun Easter egg type callback, but
Yeah.
I could jam this Batman theme forever, by the way, just in general.
Yeah.
There.
They're so cute, but they're gonna kill you.
Yeah. Imagine if they were corgis with rockets. That'd be fucking adorable.
Dude,
I like
we had a bunch of corgis with rockets on.
Running down the street.
God, they'd just be fucking running into everything.
That'd be great.
I have a hard time keeping these two under control long enough to do a lot. I heard that grumble.
And I want to say they had to do like a specific like recording schedule with these penguins because it was like mating season. So
I know some of them are real.
Around that or something. Yeah, they were real penguins.
Only the big ones are puppets, I think.
Yeah, or like people in suits.
I like the penguins with the fucking rockets. It's great. Imagine training those penguins to do this shit. It's great.
Right? They're so cute.
What he's eating there is, I think he said in the comment, it's barbecued pork spare ribs from a nearby Chinese shop is what he's eating.
That sounds good.
Yeah, that's what he's eating. Yeah. But I think it's meant to be sardines or whatever. I like to think just penguin just went to a Chinese restaurant and just got a bucket of ribs. Because you can see it if you watch him eat it. It's cool.
Tim said he actually had the little penguin action figures with the.
I would love one of those. That sounds awesome.
Oh yeah. They came with that penguin figure that I was showing earlier. That isn't Danny DeVito, but yeah, I grew up with that.
Craig with frickin' laser beams attached to their heads.
They're getting ready to arm themselves. It's penguins.
Wow, he's really mad. If I was him, I would just sit down and just finish his pork ribs.
Yeah. Alfred looks very proud of himself.
I did it. I love the architecture of the statues.
Yeah.
Hard angles.
Lots of bisexual angles.
Yeah.
That's what we needed. How many bisexual angles? It's a lot.
At least 2.
I also love on his tracking thing, it's a duck.
She's so nonplussed. She's like,
yeah.
Tim said he had every Batman toy in the 90s.
Yeah, Tim. Kenner made a lot of great ones, yeah. They even recently in 2012 corrected the wrong with Penguin and released a corrected Penguin version too by Mattel.
So Johnny said he saw this at his local drive-in as a kid, and he was like, nothing.
That sounds
like
awesome.
I saw the Dark Knight at a drive-in. I can contest. It was an unreal experience.
They're doing a double feature of 89 and Batman Returns at the drive-in this weekend near me. Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. I can.
Chris, why didn't you tell me? I would have gone out to see you, and we could have gone.
Which this weekend I'm busy as hell.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
And I got to
24
see it
hours
on the
straight.
big screen, not on the drive-in, but like this old theater in town last year was doing like these old
Yeah,
screens to
yeah.
help raise money to like refurbish the theater.
Regal did a
And so they
special
had done a
thing.
bunch of fun things. So they did like Hocus Pocus during Halloween, and everyone dressed up. They did Labyrinth. They did 89, and they did this one. So I went to go see it on the big screen. That was really cool.
They usually release that sometimes during the holiday season. Yeah. They did that at Regal like 2 years ago. And last year they did Die Hard.
Well, that's awesome.
Yeah. I miss movie theaters.
Back when I was still living in Los Angeles, the Egyptian
That
theater
he broke his back. Oh my
really
god.
cool, different double features and stuff throughout the year. And I got to see Die Hard and Lethal Weapon as a double feature, which was
that's awesome.
That's fun.
Yeah.
One of my favorite drive-in experiences, I think I was maybe like 11, was a double feature of Face Off and Con Air.
Ooh, that's good. That's a great 90s double feature.
And from there, a very misguided crush on Nicolas Cage happens.
Yeah.
For young me.
I get it.
Yeah.
Yeah. My Babies, one of the best.
I always like driving double features because sometimes they're just so fun, man. Like I just saw a double feature of Pineapple Express and Step Brothers in 2008.
That's fun.
Yeah. And then like Shrek and Spy Kids was one back in the early aughts.
Oh yeah.
Good times.
Yeah.
He's totally not going to fall through that window or anything.
Look at those rockets go.
Yep.
I wonder if those bats are real too.
Damn.
And no, I know the bats are not real. Chat. It was a joke.
They look so lifelike.
I know. They're so real. I bet Ozzy would bite one of their heads off.
Which one, Osborne or Oswald?
Ozzy Osbourne.
My Oswald wouldn't bite anybody.
Oh, not Oswald. I meant Oswald Cobblepot who would eat it. Oh, there's the fat clown that got killed.
Live for your Die Hard and Transformers.
I mean, I'm a fan of the first Transformers movie.
I am too. I even have a soft spot for parts of the third.
Yeah, I think I have the first three. Like I bought them.
Yeah.
Because it was just like I need to. And
I
then
have to be honest, I do own all of them. But
yeah.
I tried to rewatch all of them at the very beginning of COVID when I thought that things were going to go quicker than it was. And I was like,
yeah,
take some time to binge watch things I normally wouldn't. And I got to the fourth one and I was like, holy shit.
Yeah.
Her big balls.
God, she's so good in this.
Right?
Unreal. I just don't think she's brought up enough in conversation about how good her performance is. I really don't.
I know. She's epic. This is why I fell in love with this movie, was because of her.
Yeah. I really like Keaton's Batman voice in this movie too. Like he's really barely talked, but I think his this one's much better.
Yeah, and you don't need him to be doing any weird like kind of talking. Like it just works.
You know, Clint Eastwood naturally had a Clint Eastwood voice. You could have literally put him in a bat suit, and that's exactly what I sound
Yeah.
like. Someone put Batman, like the Batman cowl, on Clint Eastwood in Dirty Harry, and it'll be the scene in The Office where he kills him. I want to see that. Greg or Craig said they saw Live for Your Die Hard at a midnight screening after a Prince concert. What a great evening.
That sounds like a great evening.
Yeah.
I always like how Max looks surprised to find out it's Selena. I'm like, how was that mask You can see her jawline and her nose and her eyes.
And like, where did the black paint around his eyes go?
Yeah. God, I just love this whole reveal.
Mm-hmm.
Everything about this whole sequence.
Mm-hmm. It's just
You're fired. Really? That's your.
yeah. Also, we missed it, but he totally didn't have eyeshadow on underneath the mask when it got ripped
Janine
off.
said it. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, she did. Sorry about that.
And of course, he does say you're fired. Yeah.
There were a couple movies in the 80s and 90s that specifically used a certain someone as optics for their villains.
Yeah.
Back to the Future Part 2 specifically as well.
4, 5, still alive.
Yep. Exactly. 55. Yep. The Bard said in All-Star Batman, his Batman growl in the comics is described as a bad Clint Eastwood impression.
Yeah. Oh God, the way she says that.
Yeah. Safety Claus. So dark and so morbid. And so badass at the same time.
I just connected YouTube to the alert box too, so you might see some subscribers pop up. Apologies if that's the case.
Okay, my friend.
William Reynolds. And I made the YouTube thing a corgi. So
Aw, Chris, you're the best.
yeah. Now, if there's any confusion of what happened, he fell and the toxic stuff went into his system. I think that's the thing that we're supposed to figure out. And this is disgusting.
This whole like waddled to his death.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
All the black ooze, like the green ooze coming out, like
and that all was put into DeVito's mouth, and he was just like, "Let's do it." Yeah.
The reveal of Shrek is just next level.
Yeah, and most people go to this scene to like say how creepy and not for children it is, and you know, I get it, but it's a death scene.
I also think that there's a fundamental misunderstanding that just because something was a comic book that it is for children, when just because it's an animated thing on paper or drawn thing on paper does not mean it's for children.
This is also a great performance by DeVito. And it's poignant that I also love the fact that the penguins are his pole bearers.
Mike K said, "Forgot just how wild this third act was." Right? It's
Wild. It's wild. It's
yes.
this penguins with rockets, penguins,
yeah.
and pole bearers.
Tim Franco said, "As a kid, I always thought he couldn't drink water, and he died from water poisoning." Oh, that's awesome.
That's good headcanon. That's good headcanon.
Here the penguins come.
Penguin pallbearers.
Yeah. 6 penguin pallbearers, because that is a thing.
This movie's so good, guys. And the music for this funeral was amazing. Again, some of Danny Elfman's best.
Mm-hmm.
How many penguins are pallbearers for the penguin?
Look at you just plotting these questions in your head.
So ridiculous.
Hey man, they're on screen plenty.
This is great.
I've always loved this ending though, because one of the things that Shane Black talks about a lot with his writing is that he goes to Christmas because Christmas always exudes like such a sad time of the year, and it creates such tension for the characters in that way, and like it's so felt in this final scene. Like, and also the hope of what Christmas might give someone.
Yeah.
And again, why it's a good Christmas movie, if not a great one. Because it's Christmas is more thematic in this film than it just being a setting.
Yeah,
Christmas.
I agree.
You need a reason for it. I think like movies again, like Die Hard and Lethal Weapon, have all gained a lot of that same reasoning. Like they put a reason for it, and it works in that confines.
Yeah,
it's not just a movie set at Christmas time.
Yeah. Wasn't it The Predator he tried to set at Halloween, and it was like this had nothing to do with anything? Imagine what he would do with that.
Yeah.
And I mean, I have part of a soft spot for that movie, but come on.
Yeah.
And
Batman's slow again.
Yeah. And this shot coming up, this isn't actually Michelle Pfeiffer. It's like
it's a model. It's a body double because she was busy. She couldn't come back for that.
And they spent
like a last minute audition.
Yeah, and they had to do the reshoot, and it cost what, $1 million or something.
Yeah, it was like super expensive or something crazy like that.
Because they had to pay the crew and everything. So it's like shit.
I mean, technically, she had one life left, so like it makes sense.
Yeah. So the shot at the end is originally just supposed to be the bat signal, but they added a green screen effect.
God. Merry Christmas, Alfred, and goodwill to men.
Yeah.
Such a great final line for this movie.
Yeah.
And a good start to Merry Movie Squad.
Yeah, and going into tomorrow.
Yeah.
I just love this last pan up.
Yeah. Through the snow.
Cool.
Yeah.
So beautiful.
And the score, it's like so perfect.
Yeah, and then her rising up.
Yeah. Perfection.
It's
just
so
absolute perfection.
Still. And I love this movie.
Yes,
it's so good. And I could watch it forever because I just think it's so fantastic in everything that it sets out to do. And it does it well. That's the thing. Like, it actually does it well, which you can't say about every movie that is made. So to me, I just think it's so much fun to revisit it. And I loved gushing about it with you guys.
Yes, no, thank you for having me. Absolutely love this movie. Loved watching it with you guys.
So, we've rewatched it now, Janine. Does it live up to all your hyped expectations still? Is it as
always? It always is. It always does. It never disappoints me. So I could watch this so many times.
Yeah, it's just so good. Chris, what are some of your final thoughts before we get out of here for the night?
Look, this is, bar none, my favorite comic book movie, the best Batman movie ever made, one of Danny DeVito's best performances, one of Michelle Pfeiffer's, one of Keaton's. The music is, bar none, it's my favorite film score of all time for a reason. It's very theatrical. It makes you feel like you're watching a stage play. It's basically a comic book opera, and I love it for it. Yes, it's not comic book accurate. Yes, it's stupid, silly. Yes, a lot of logic is not there. And yes, there are exploding penguins, and there's a penguin memorial sequence. But you know what? That's the fun of the fucking movie, and it's great. I love it. So this is such a fucking awesome movie, and I would watch it again in a heartbeat.
Chris,
your enthusiasm's infectious.
Oh,
Chris, I love you so much, and as Maxwell said, your enthusiasm is just fucking infectious, and I love you for it. Maxwell, what are your final thoughts before we get out of here?
Yeah, I love this movie. It's the perfect blend between a Batman movie and Tim Burton movie. It's dark and gothic. It's gorgeous to look at, the score. But as I said at the beginning, Michelle Pfeiffer I love Danny DeVito as Penguin. Everyone's good. Walken as Max Schreck is perfect, but Michelle Pfeiffer is just operating at another level for me. It's great. And the ending, it really actually did get me.
Oh.
Yeah.
Could you?
Thank you, Mike.
Mike K. Yeah, that's right. What a great way, Mike K. And I wanted to say real quick, Greg or Craig, thank you for coming. We've never seen you around these parts before. Subscribe,
Thanks,
hang out.
Greg.
We like having you.
Thank you, Greg.
Yeah. You brought some good discussion, bud.
Yeah, I was just gonna say it surprisingly did feel like the perfect way to like get in the holiday spirit.
Yeah.
Merry Christmas, Alfred, and goodwill toward men and women.
Yeah. Perfect. And I needed this, man, right now. Like, especially just we are all feeling like the most fucking impending right now. And I know it sucks, but we're gonna get through it. It's gonna be okay. I believe in us, I know us, and we're gonna get around it. But
I am
it's the perfect way to get into the like holiday spirit right now. We deserve this.
Yeah.
Yes, I needed this, so thank you guys so much.
Yeah, this
Thanks
is
so
great.
much.
Very
Like,
healing.
It's very healing. And Janine, I would love to have you back anytime.
Anytime.
You're just the best. So thank you.
Love
It was
to.
awesome. We're happy
Well-
you got to join us. It's great.
Me too. Well, with that in mind, Chris, where can everyone find you online?
You can always find me on Twitter and Instagram at ChrisCluck8788. Those numbers mean nothing. And be sure to check out Suddenly Soundtracks this Wednesday for Extra Life on Sully's Twitch and on our YouTube. And of course on November 7th, Pac-Man Fever, where we're going to be going through the Pac-Man games for a 24-hour stream for the Children's Hospital of Philadelphia. So if you can join either of those, check it out. And I know that you guys are probably going to be streaming the Unwind Saturday or something, so maybe check out anything. Everybody's streaming, so it's going to be great. So
Yeah, lots going on. And of course, Janine, where can everyone find you?
You can find me at Janine Devine on Twitter and Instagram, and check out the It's a Wonderful podcast feed. We have 3 shows over there every Monday, of course, Machine Mondays. We're talking about all things Schmodown. Morgan hasn't seen every Wednesday. I could not give up on spooky season, so I'm forcing him to watch a horror movie he hasn't seen all this month. We're talking Haunt, thanks to you guys, because I saw you guys. And so I watched it and loved it, so I'm making him watch it this week. And then Friday, we are talking Vincent Price's The Tower of London on It's a Wonderful Podcast, where we talk classic movies. So check out the It's a Wonderful Podcast feed. All places podcasts are found.
And here's a link from the wonderful Brandy.
Oh, thank you.
And to your Patreon.
that's all.
Thank you.
Yeah, you guys support them. They're just the absolute best. Maxwell, what do we have going on the rest of the week before we get out of here?
Yeah, I'll go real quick. Tomorrow's election night. We're doing the PJCN Safe Space. Like I said, it'll probably be earlier than that. We'll tweet out what time we're going to hang out, play games, and just try to get through it the best we can. Wednesday, like Chris said, Suddenly Soundtracks, but that's going to be both on our YouTube and Sean Sully's Twitch, so go follow Sean.
Real quick, Craig followed us, by the way. It popped up on here to show us.
Oh, thank you, Greg.
Oh, on Twitch, I assume. So thanks, Greg.
Thursday, we're taking the night off. Friday, Merry Movie Squad continues with Die Hard. And as we always like to do on Monday, we'll announce next Monday's title, even though we've already put out the whole slate. It's The Nightmare Before Christmas. You know it. You love it. A little more Tim Burton, even though he didn't direct it. Henry Selick directed it. But that's also going to be a corresponding Suddenly Soundtrack.
Yes, it is.
So there's going to be a lot of Nightmare Before Christmas next week.
Yeah, so much good stuff, man. I'm just so happy. We have so much going on. Where can everyone find you, Max?
Twitter at Cinemaxwell, Instagram at Cinemaxwell Inc.
Love it.
And you can find me here tomorrow night trying not to pull my hairs out one by one by one.
Yeah, pretty much. You guys can find me on Twitter and Instagram at PJ_Campbell. You can find me over at the Movie Trivia Schmodown, where I write questions, and I really understand that you might have problems, but be nice to the writers. We're only human. Please be nice. I want to do this for you guys. Don't yell at me. Actually, you guys have said very nice things about the Horror Free-for-All, and I saw a lot of the patrons really liked that match that came out today, the very first In the Teams match. Please go check it out. If you're not a patron of the Schmodown, it's always worth it. So thank you guys so much for your continued support. And with that, we'll get out of here. But we'll see you guys tomorrow night. Come hang out with us during the election. I know you're going to need it as bad as we are. We'll see you guys over on the next one.
#SmashCancer.